Hey Leute, wir freuen uns sehr auf das Video, das wir euch hiermit präsentieren dürfen. Wir wollten euch allerdings ein paar Sachen sagen, bevor es losgeht.
Genau, damit ihr das Ganze ein bisschen einnorden könnt. Es ist nämlich, glaube ich, das erste Video, was vollständig auf Englisch ist, zumindest das erste in der Länge. Wir haben einen amerikanischen Stand-up-Comedian interviewt, was für uns eine Riesengeschichte war. Wir waren mega aufgeregt davor. BETH STELLING heißt sie. Sie ist mega krass. Sie hat ein Netflix-Special. Sie hat ein Special bei HBO Max.
Sie hat schon mit Conan O'Brien zusammengearbeitet, mit Seth Rogen, mit Judd Apatow, mit mega vielen krassen
Sarah
Leuten.
Silverman, also sie hat wirklich mit eigentlich allen Größen schon zusammengearbeitet, die es gibt. Wie gesagt, wir waren sehr nervös. Und ja, wir freuen uns einfach darauf, das euch jetzt zeigen zu können und hoffen, dass ihr es genießen könnt, obwohl es auf Englisch ist und obwohl mein Englisch auch hier und da ein bisschen rusty und raunchy ist. Und ich sage, glaube ich, 1 Milliarde Mal like. Aber ja, wir wollen halt auch einfach zeigen, dass es auch coole US-Amerikaner gibt, auch Leute, die nicht Trump sind zum Beispiel. Und wir hoffen einfach, dass ihr das Video genießt. Vielen Dank für die vielen Fragen, auch an alle Patrons an dieser Stelle.
Ja, ohne euch wäre es nicht möglich gewesen. Es wäre natürlich auch nicht nötig gewesen, muss man ganz ehrlich sagen.
Genau.
Aber mit Beth hätten wir uns echt gerne einfach so auch mal unterhalten. Und deswegen ist es umso schöner, dass ihr euch das Ganze jetzt anschauen könnt. Also,
Genau. Bevor wir loslegen, noch 2 Dinge. Zum einen, Hazels Netflix-Special kommt nächste Woche. Hazels Netflix-Special, so heißt das. Und Hazel hat in 10 Tagen Geburtstag und sie wünscht sich 3000 Patrons bis dahin. Also wie immer gilt, ihr könnt euch bei Patreon einfach mal anmelden, schauen, ob es euch passt. Dann könnt ihr euch wieder abmelden, wenn es euch nicht passt. Und jetzt viel Spaß mit dem Interview.
Gute.
What's going on in the US right now? What's the time at your place? Where are you?
It's I was originally, when we first started talking, I had a better view for you. And then I thought, I'm not going to stand the whole time. So I took a seat. I'm in my kitchen. I guess this is not attached. This is my kitchen. It's around,
nice.
It's just before noon in the afternoon.
That's quite a large
I don't want to go
kitchen.
too fast. This
Yeah,
is my little
really
nook.
nice.
I don't have any pants on, so
Wow.
I'm trying to be careful.
You have like the farmhouse style. We watched a lot of HGTV in the US and we're like
A little
really
twin.
good
Yeah,
at
it's kind of-
judging houses.
We love HGTV. How
Yeah, it's the best.
do you always watch it? Because we spent 2
Who
months in
doesn't
New York,
love it?
and we only watched HGTV. We didn't see anything.
Yeah. You know, it is very entertaining, obviously.
We watched your special yesterday. It was really, really good.
Well, thank
we really
you.
enjoyed it.
Thanks for-
What's HBO Max?
It is a branch or an arm of HBO, their new streaming service, that refuses to promote my special.
Oh,
What? That's why. That's
just
why
kidding.
we're coming in. I think HBO Max could make it up to you if they now develop a vaccine. On every syringe, they should have your face.
yeah,
and it
that
should
would be
say,
really cool.
"Girl Daddy helping you end the pandemic."
Yeah,
I got the Girl Daddy COVID vaccine. What'd you get?
There's this very famous vegan chef. He's a TV chef in Germany, and
he's like leading the movement. He's like the guy.
And his apartment was raided by the police, and they found severe right-wing, like Second World War stuff, and they they locked it all up. So it's just crazy. It's like the universe is being put in a blender or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
In a vegan
and I guess I am
blender.
surprised that is happening there too. Because it just, right now, it feels so like we're the problem child,
Yeah.
is how it feels. And I mean, I hate that that's happening over there, but it does make me feel a little better.
We have a lot of examples that
All
would
right,
make you feel
we're
much
not the worst.
It's weird that you say you don't feel like a famous person, because to us, you are the most famous. We've
You're
never
like-
been so excited in our lives.
Yeah, we slept really badly for like 2 weeks. I had explosive diarrhea for the last 24
But
hours.
excited diarrhea.
Excited
not,
diarrhea,
yes,
yes.
not angry diarrhea. It was very joyful.
We noticed, and that's a good thing that has changed like a few years ago when comics from the US came to Europe, they would like always leave Germany out. Like they would go to Prague and Copenhagen and Amsterdam, but never to Germany. And like I think the last 2 or 3 years they started to come to Germany for some reason.
I
That's
think
really
Dave
cool.
Chappelle started it. He came to Berlin and then
Yeah, we saw Bill Burr in Frankfurt somewhere a few
That's cool.
a few months ago. Yeah, that was really cool.
So we're actually planning on this is. I mean, it's not a secret, but it's just not concrete at all. We want to organize inviting U.S. comics to Germany and touring with them. So
That's amazing.
Expect an email in 2 years' time.
That was
I
kind
know,
of
2
pushy.
years. 2 years
Expect an
I'll be
email.
there. When you guys are touring, are you together and doing stand up, or do you also tour the podcast? Like when you did the drive-ins?
Yeah,
Our
we have
podcast
to
is
say
pretty
like
new.
Hazel is like the star of this operation, like really clearly. Like she's like we started like together like touring and stuff, but she's like really famous and I'm not, so I don't want to get credit for her
in
work.
Germany, we have this saying: behind every famous woman, there is this
There's
humble
some
man
like sluggish guy.
who sounds like a Nazi warrior
There's a
when he
man
speaks.
behind
There's
her
some
trying to
sluggish
tear
guy
her
with
down at every
diarrhea.
turn.
Yes. We are both huge fans of Seth Rogen, and we thought, what's like the worst thing you can say about him?
There's like, honestly, I don't have anything bad to say about him.
There must be something.
I mean, if I had to make up something,
like, is there a strange, like a weird thing about him?
Or does he leave crumbs in his beard and he doesn't move them away?
Or is there something he doesn't eat?
he's I have nothing bad to say, and it's not. I mean, look, if there was like a bad experience and I was like, oh, he kind of sucks or he's an asshole, I would probably tell you. I mean, but Seth is like a good listener. Like he's a great laugher. He'll try something that you pitch. Like he's open to it.
He's
works
an
really
artist at
hard.
the pottery
He's nice.
wheel also.
He's this now,
Like a
potter.
god almost.
He's a potter and smokes a lot of pot.
That's right.
I think what people, especially in Germany, don't really get about him, that he's like a genius and a genius writer as well. Like not,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. I mean, to me, Superbad, for it to still hold up is pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's still very, very funny.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
watched
very relevant
it was on
still. I mean,
Yeah, it was
didn't-
on in my hotel recently.
Yeah, isn't there a Kanye West song where he quotes it? Like he's your boyfriend is a jerk, McLovin or something?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was recent.
Yeah. That was on SNL even.
I personally don't love watching Barry put on like bass stuff. So I can't, or yeah, just very like overdone. I prefer something more subtle and grounded.
I think it's just it's like different genres. Like the one is like heavy metal, and yours would be like smooth jazz or reggae or stuff like that. So I think I like edgy comedy and people who like point out things and stuff. But yours is just like super chill and laid back, and that's really amazing. And I mean, especially. Yeah, it always sounds stupid, but especially amazing for a woman, because I know what it takes for a woman to be funny on stage. It's I think quite harder than like being like just a cool guy. Do you think like the comedy will change under Biden? Like, do you think like that comics now will feel more free to get after Democrats now that Biden has won?
You know, I was watching, yes, I think so. I think the general vibe, I would say, for most people, I don't want to speak for everyone, but this is my interpretation, would be we just dodged a bullet. Wow, that could have been extremely bad and everyone was nervous, but like, phew. And now let's hold the people we did elect accountable, and there's a lot of work to do.
Do you feel like that a lot of edgy comedians just use comedy to like have an excuse for being an asshole?
You know, I've been thinking about that a lot because over the last, 8 months of this pandemic, I found myself feeling more disdain for stand-up comedy in general. I almost feel like oddly angry with it.
Because there's like a wave of edgy comics in Germany. Do you think like people use edginess just to like disguise their
safe space to be mean?
Yeah, disguise their like meanness or
unleash their
Sorry,
inner
I must have gone
asshole.
off on some sort of tangent, but it is a great question, and I have been thinking about it a lot because I also was reading. Well, it's right here, but this is a Lindy West's book, "The Witches Are Coming," but she makes a lot of great points, but I'm going to butcher it. But in particular, there was one thought in this book that was essentially saying, because a lot of those edgy comics love to hide behind the defense of like, oh, you're so sensitive, and oh, you can't take a joke, and it's like. It's easy to make fun of anything that's not you. So, and for me, I find that I sort of take some of my power back by joking about particular topics or things that have happened to me in an effort to push the scales towards us being in power for it or with it or that particular topic. Again, I'm not even describing it correctly, but the argument is basically like how easy it is to not be offended when you're not marginalized by anything. So I'm not the person who's going to sit here and say like, you can never joke about rape and you can never joke about race and you could, of course you can. I just think when someone's like you're saying, hiding behind this sort of like, what, you're so offended or can't take a joke or, you know, just roll with it. It's like, why are you choosing to talk about it is the main thing. Like even say a rape joke in particular. I use this example, Richard Pryor's in Long Beach. It's on Netflix right now, this 1979, I think it is special. He has a rape joke in there. And it's funny because it's not from the perspective of a rapist.
Hey,
What a twist.
That's interesting. You know, why are you telling a joke from a perspective of a rapist and then getting worried or offended that people might think that maybe that is what you have done or do. And they say, well, it's just a joke. I just wrote it. Okay, so that's possible too. You can just write a joke that's about rape and not be a rapist. Absolutely. I mean, people write novels and movies, but why?
Yeah, I think it's very disconcerting also that people always... I don't know if it's a modern phenomenon or if it's always been around, but I'm just more sensible to it now. But people always seem to be putting down sensitivity. And I think that's actually one of the best features of an artist is to have empathy, to feel very different emotions and very nuanced feelings. It's like if you blame a painter for seeing too many colors, it's like I have so many feelings. You and your feelings. Go.
Yeah, we once heard this very good artist say, "Good art should make you more sensitive." And like if art makes you think all feminists are fat and ugly and disappointed, and that's why they are feminists, then the art didn't make you more sensitive.
It's not good art.
It's just crap and like trash.
One of the things that always gets under my skin, and this is from a very particular point of view, which is the stand-ups point of view and what I deal with and how I associate the word. But like people will call someone like that author, Lindy West, a social justice warrior, or me a social justice warrior for talking about certain topics. It's like, how are there no male social justice warriors? Yet they all talk about social justice topics.
That's the time, the right time for your pipe, Hazel.
Oh yeah, I have this pipe when very thoughtful questions arise. Let us investigate the social justice
another one
warriors.
for the pipe is how are there so many raped but no rapists?
How are there so many raped but no rapists? And why does this pipe taste like an old man's penis? Where did you
What
put
do you
this,
normally
Thomas?
put in there? Has it ever been smoked out of?
No, it's just plastic. It's just a joke. It's really just. I don't do prop comedy, but we saw this. I just love this pipe. We actually have it at home.
It's good, a good thing to say. I don't do prop comedy, but
props to me.
Were you leading up to a special and that's what you delivered? Or did you have time to write jokes about the pandemic and about being pregnant and put them into your special.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't even communicate that I was pregnant because I talk about having or I don't know what the verb is, but having an IUD or wearing an IUD for about 20 minutes. So that would be really sincerely wrong when people know I'm pregnant. When I say, this is really good, a good contraceptive, it works. Well, not for me. But we were
Did
actually...
you take it out?
Yeah.
And then get pregnant? Okay.
Yeah, I did it the right way.
Okay,
no, I
okay.
didn't want the baby to like hold it when it comes out.
I have like a super strong penis and I destroy
I
it.
thought you were going to say like a super slender penis that just went past it.
Or a super, grabby penis. Like maybe its little mouth reached the strings and
it's just super short, but the semen just shoots out with such high velocity that it doesn't matter. We don't know.
I mean, since we're on this topic, like almost like the moment Hazel took it out, she got pregnant. And I always say like I'm like a sniper, you know, like one shot, like like the perfect, or like Luke in Star Wars, like where he has like this one moment and he's
to go down this hole. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was my sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry, ladies.
But I think it's funny because a sniper, he always kills from a distance.
Yeah.
So I one day I just noticed a red dot between my legs and I was like, oh, what happened? And I was pregnant. So anyways.
I thought you were going to say from a distance, so you came in your hand and then just chucked it.
No,
but sure.
We sometimes do that just for fun. Like, I'm an adult. Just kidding, I'm a child. But what do you think, what role does church or mass play in the US in terms of performing? Because I feel like we went to, where was it, in Alabama? We went to a gospel church and we saw people performing and we thought, well, it's so clear that Germans are bad performers because we just don't. If you've ever been to a German church, it's so sad. It's like everything is like a funeral and
it's
the
just
songs
like one
are,
guy in the front who's like,
his mom, it's very quiet and very old.
That's kind of how I want my religion, though.
Yeah.
If I were going to take it.
I want my religion quiet and old.
Quiet and boring.
Quiet and boring.
It's something actually something I can easily slip out of.
Talking about religion, it's so strange. I think sometimes I find it really strange that you like separate Christmas from religion. That's like, I mean, I'm always like torn whether I would find it like really cool or really super strange. That like because it's in Germany, of course, it's a religious holiday.
Yeah, you just see baby Jesus in the crib, and then you see the ox
and all the songs
donkeys.
are like Jesus, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus, he was born. And in
the US, it's like
Coca-Cola and Hershey Kisses.
There was the snowman,
Santa
and he
Claus
had a
and
funny
the
nose
reindeer.
and stuff
Big
like
belly.
that.
Yeah, but do you
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen are here to shove a Mountain Dew down your throat.
Yeah, a friend of ours taught us yesterday that there's this thing called redneck margarita.
It's a Mountain Dew with
tequila.
redneck margarita.
That sounds freaking delicious.
But do you think Americans or US Americans are not by nature but by nurture better performers than in other areas of the world because of this performance that happens in church?
Whew, that's an interesting connection to make. I think there's a power to speech and speaking and public speaking and speaking to a group when it's not a conversation, when it's a monologue.
It's like the perfect crime. You can have fun and you don't have to listen to the boring people reply.
Exactly.
Are you like looking forward to celebrating Christmas?
I want to. What if the end of the sentence was, I want to be Jewish? No, yeah, I think, I guess like the honest answer is I feel like the old person now who looks at, like, because when we were young, I remember my aunts being like, we don't need to get presents every year for everyone. And as a kid, you're like, you monster. And now I look at my nieces and nephews, I'm like, we don't need anything. And I don't want to waste. And this is me being, sorry, I'm being a downer. But yeah, I don't want to like wrap things and waste paper and plastic and no one needs anything. And let's just spend time together and all those things.
That's always a huge discussion in our family. Like every year, we have this discussion via email, which is not helpful at all, whether we should like consume more or less, or like having gifts at all. But actually, we thought of like letting people getting drawn. Like we have this guy who draws really good, and like maybe he draws like our whole family. Janis
That would be
Weber,
very cool.
and then and then you don't have to waste anything. He just sends them a PDF, and that's it. I mean,
I love that. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful idea, actually. Maybe I could do something. Maybe I'll hire someone to come paint us, and we'll just sit together for 12 hours.
Yes, that's probably a very trustworthy painter who has time on Christmas Eve.
Thank you, Beth Stelling. It was
a great pleasure. Everybody watch Girl Daddy on HBO Max. Everybody listen to
Illegally.
everything Beth Stelling does and has done. We will keep our eyes open, and we are very much looking forward to, seeing everything you're going to put out.
It was lovely talking with you guys. I'm so glad we got to do it. So
it was so cool. Thank you very much.
Good vibes only.